Hello and welcome back, guys. So in today's video about Adobe Photoshop course, we're gonna learn about layers. Now layers are a concept that is very important, so you guys should pay attention because you'll be using layers a lot while you're using the Photoshop. So when you want to imagine layers, imagine like when you want to actually understand the concept of layers, imagine that you have two pieces of paper, right? And then you color one piece of paper, let's say completely black, and then you take the other piece of paper and you write your name on it. And then you put the black piece of paper first, and then on top of it you put the piece of paper that has your name on it, and now those are the two layers. So this is basically, in a very simple way, how layers work. Now let's get into it. So over here on your bottom right hand side, you can see the layers panel, and in this panel you can see one layer has been selected, the name is background, and it is locked. The reason it's locked is so that you can't by accident mess up the layer or edit something on it or something like that, you know. But if you want to manipulate the layer, wait, I'm just gonna click on move tool so I don't mess up. So if you want to edit this layer, you just need to double click on it and it will open up this pop-up. You can name it whenever you want. So I'm just gonna name it black, because that's the color we're gonna, put on the layer. As I said in my example, there are other things that we don't need to concern with. You just say okay, and now you see that option has gone away from that lock button, because now we can manipulate it. So for example, if I were to choose where is it? Okay, marquee tool. Uh, Let me use the rectangle one. So if I create a square or a rectangle, and then I go to my move tool and I move this, you can see over here that you know a checkboard pattern has appeared. So wherever you see this pattern in Photoshop, it means there's nothing actually there. It's just transparent. But you can see that I can manipulate the layer right now. So I'm just gonna Control Z and undo that, and then Control D and deselect. Now I'm actually going to change the color of this background to the name we have given, blacks. You can go to edit, you can go to fill, and then you will need to choose the color, opacity, whatever. So to choose the color, just click on color, and then you can choose it. So I'm gonna go over here all the way black. I'm gonna say okay. I'm gonna click on OK again, and you see now it has made the background black. And over here in the preview area, you can also see it has made the background completely black. Now you can actually, what you can do is you can add layers. So there are many ways you can add layers. I'm just going to show you one of them. Actually, I'm going to make this a bit smaller so that it's more visible over here. So one way of making the layer that I'm going to show you is just, you can go over here to this icon over here, and when you click on it, it will add another layer. Now this layer, if you can see, it's actually a checkboard pattern. So it's already here, but you can't see it because it's transparent and there's nothing on it. But if I were to hide our bottom layer, you'll be able to see this one. Whole checkboard pattern, nothing there. But one of the amazing things why layers are so useful is, like, if I were to take a brush tool, right? And let me just select a standard brush. Yep. And let me select like a color that is more, let me select a red color for this. Well, but select a red color for this. You can see that I'm drawing all of this, but all of this design is actually going on the first layer. This is how layers work. Like, if you're working on one layer, whatever you do won't affect the other layer unless you click on that one. So to make this easy, like I made this weird design, right? Now, if I make the second layer visible by clicking on the eye icon, it will come back. You can see. Now it looks like that I have made this design on the black layer, but I actually haven't, because I can just hide this design, this layer, and then the background just comes back the way it is. And if I want to remove the background as well and just click on the first layer, it just brings this design. Now this design will no way touch the black layer unless you select the black layer and it's visible. But now you have selected the black layer, and I'm gonna change the brush color to yellow, and then I draw. Now this looks very similar, these two designs, like, okay, I'm painting on black, but that's not really the case, because now if I make the black layer invisible again, this design will disappear along with it, because this time we were not painting on the transparent one, we were painting on the black layer. So see, it's gone. On the other hand, if I make the layer 1 disappear, this design will still stay. So you have to be very careful on which layer you have selected while you're editing, because sometimes you want things on your background, sometimes you don't want things on your background, so it can be a whole mess if you don't pay attention to what you're actually doing over here. Now you can also delete the layers. One of the ways to delete a layer is that you just click on the layer, then you click on the delete button over here, and then it will just delete the layer. You can also rearrange the layers, and then also there are tools that automatically add layers by themselves. So wait, I'm just going to delete this layer, and for this one I'm just, wait, let me just Control C all these editing things that we did, and finally let me just delete this layer. So now one of the tools that creates their own layers automatically is the type tool. So if I click on type tool, let me change the color of the text to something more visible. So maybe like a yellowish color will be nice. I click OK. Now if I 200 points, it's too much, so let's just go with 60 points perhaps. The rest of the thing is fine for now. So if I click over here, it will open up. I'm just gonna keep it as lorem ipsum. Whatever you want to type, you can type over here. I can actually delete this. Let me just write something like hello. Now, once it's done, you can see that a hello type layer has been created. Now, I can go to my move tool and I can actually move it around. These you can see these lines start popping up that show us exactly where the text is and how we can arrange it better. Like I can put it perfectly in the center and stuff like that. Now if you want to re-edit this, you can go back to the click on the type tool, click on the text, and then all the options will reappear that will help you edit this text. Now, moving along, another thing you can do with the layers, like I said before, is that you can rearrange them, and the way they have been arranged over here is the way you will be able to view them over here. So for example, if I were to grab the black one, the way you grab them is that you click on them and you hold, and then you drag it up until you see this blue line, that it means it has been moved up. If I drop it over here, you will see that the text has disappeared. Now this doesn't mean that the text has been deleted, it's just that now the whole black paper or whatever you want, however you're imagining this, has covered it. For example, if I make it invisible or hide it, hello appears again. On the other hand, if both of them are up, I can't see it. Now you can click on the black layer. I'm already there. You can select, let's say for example, eraser. Okay, so now that we have the eraser, we can just, we know it's somewhere around here, so we can start erasing. And you can see that hello has appeared again because it was just behind it. Now I can keep erasing this, but it will not affect the, the hello layer. It is just going to affect this one. Anyways, so layers are pretty cool. Anyways, Control Z, undo, and then I'm gonna rearrange them to the way they were before. Now let's add another layer to this using shape tool over here. So if I hold down over here, I'm gonna just choose rectangle. I'm gonna change the color to like this green. Actually, you can also click this one and then it will open the color picker, or you can just choose from one of the pre-selected colors. Anyways, I selected green. I just said okay. Go back. The width and height are fine. Never mind. Okay. Okay. So if I hold down over here and drag, and then leave, it will actually just put a rectangle over here on top of it. Now again, I can go to my move tool and I can move it around. If I click on the text tool, then on the text layer, then I can move around this one. Now let's reorganize them by putting them on top of each other, like in the correct format. So hello should be at the top, and then you can move this over here, and then hello on top of it, and done. Now you can also control the opacity of this text. Like if you go over here, like how transparent you want it to be, I can decrease the transparency completely and increase it. There are also a bunch of other options over here with the, you can edit gradients, control the saturation, the hue, and a lot of other stuff. But what we're gonna focus on this one in this video is this button over here. When you click on it, what it does is it creates a group. Now when I hide or unhide, it doesn't really make any difference because this group is completely transparent right now. But if I were to take the text and add it to this group, now this text has become part of this group. If I uncollapse it, it goes with it. So if I click hide on this, it just disappears along with it. Now I'm gonna add rectangle as well in this group. Now they're both there. Can make them visible. I have to rearrange them inside the group so that the text is above the rectangle so it appears. Now I can hide all of them by just clicking hide on the group, or I can hide them individually inside the group by manipulating each individual one. Another benefit of the group is that I can scale the entire thing if they're in a group together. So all I need to do is I need to go to the edit, then to transform, to scale, and then I can just scale the whole thing, and then click on move and then move them around however I want them to. So either ways I can just scale the whole thing all together. This is why groups are really important. You can put all individual things over here. You can manipulate them one by one, or you can manipulate them individually. You can scale them up, you can scale them down, you can hide and unhide them. And yeah, basically that's it. That's all about layers over here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Try to practice with the layers a little bit because they have a lot of other cool things that you can do. We didn't go over them in this video because these are just the basics that I'm teaching right now. We will go over them later on in the course. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe so you can keep up with the course every time we add a new video. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.